Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for grade 2. We are learning unit 16. Its title is A Delightful Day. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation and worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is or modify it for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear students, today under the title of grammar, we are going to learn about common and particular naming words. Before this, in your unit 13, I have already taught you about common and particular names. I hope you remember. If not, you may watch this video lecture again. And we are going to learn further to classify naming words into different categories such as person, pet, animal, place, or thing. This is our today's SLO. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 40, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is not the father of any one of your men, but he is the messenger of Allah and last of the prophets, and ever is Allah of all things knowing. Yes, my dear students, what this beautiful verse is telling us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not have any son, and he is the last prophet. All right? Now, my dear children, look at these words, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It is a particular name because it refers to our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And look at these words, man, father. These are common naming words. Remember this concept we have discussed. So let's learn further. And before that, you tell me what are naming words and what are particular names. Pause the video, answer this question to your teacher, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, I hope you could answer correctly that everything around us which we can feel, touch, hold, or see has a name, and that is called a naming word. And these naming words we have categorized as person, place, or thing. Remember, if a naming word refers to a person, it is called a person, a naming word for a person. And one thing more, now, you know, it can be a common or a particular name, right? How? Means if I say boy, does it refer to a person? Yes. And it is a common naming word for person. And if I say Ali, it is a particular name, but still it refers to person. So it means when we categorize naming words in person, place, or thing, already we know thing means living and non-living, and I have taught you different categories of living things when we talk about animals. Remember, pet animals, wild animals. So beta, in each segment we can have different categories. So it means basically we can classify naming words into person, place, and thing, and there can be more classification for these naming words, right? This is what inshallah we are going to learn in detail. And look at this. Man is a naming word for person, and Qaid-e-Azam, a naming word for person. Woman or lady, a naming word for a person, and Fatima Jinnah, naming word for a person, right? Now you understand these, both of these names refers to naming word category of person. Either is common or is particular. Do you understand? Okay. Cat, a naming word for animal, thing or living thing, that is animal. And meets my pet cat, Tom. Now it's a naming word for pet. right? So this is how, even in same category, both are cat. One is common naming word cat and particular naming word Tom, right? Okay. Country, Pakistan. City, Islamabad, right? This is how common naming word, particular naming. Okay. Masjid and Masjid-e-Nabawi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Once again, both are naming word for place. Masjid is common naming word for place. Masjid-e-Nabawi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is particular naming word for place. So basically in three categories of naming word, there are further categories, common and particular. Okay. So when I say country, it is common naming word for place. And when I say Pakistan, it is particular naming word for place. Both naming words, country and Pakistan, are from place category of naming word. Are you getting it? Okay, so better these things we have already learned. So you need to just refresh your knowledge, and we are going to further learn about. Now, when I say Fatima Jinnah, this is a naming word for person. And what type of naming word it is? It is particular name. Good. Again, cat and Tom, common and particular. Masjid, common naming word for place. Masjid-e-Nabawi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, particular name for place. Are you clear with the concept? Now I have taught you how these common and particular name help us when we are talking. So when we use common, it is general and it may refer to any person. Okay. For example, there are three boys, Umar, Haris, Ammar, and I say, boy, please come here. Who will come? Because I have used a common naming word, so any one of them can come, right? But in the same situation, if I use a particular name, Umar, Haris, and Ammar are standing, and I say, Ammar, please come here. Who will come? Ammar, because I have used a particular name. So this is the only difference. Rest, the categories and how we have categorized the naming words, the rest of the things are same. All right? Okay. So let's practice this concept through an activity. What we are going to do, your teacher will write naming words and will draw a table on board. The students will classify these naming words as person, place, thing, and animal. Okay? So teacher, this is how you are going to give a word bank containing common and particular, both. Now, because we have discussed about naming words as common and particular clearly. So there is a mixed naming word bank given to students, and they have to categorize, classify it into person, place, thing, or animal. So children, what you are going to do, you will read the first naming word, for example, is city. So which category, category this naming word belongs to? City is a naming word for place. So either is, you need not to be confused, either it's common or particular. Which category it belongs to, you have to write it in the relevant column. Right? So pause the video, enjoy the activity, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. Now it's time to practice from your book. All of you open your book on page number 116. What we are going to do, write a particular name for each common naming word. So common naming word is given, and in the space given below, you have to write a particular name of the same category. Okay? You can do it now. Okay, so pause the video, complete this task in your book, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. It's time for your homework. You will underline all the naming words and classify them into person, place, or thing category for Unit 16, page number 113 and 14. This is your homework. And here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is, or modify it for your convenience. So provide a printed worksheet to students for practice. So my dear children, what you are going to do, here is a common naming word list, and for this common naming word you have to write a particular name for each category. So what we have learned today, we learned the concept of common naming words and particular names, and we learned that people, places, and pets have particular names, and we recognized more particular names, and we also classified the naming words into different categories. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning and take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah.